Just a very short video this morning, and I wanted to show you the quantum indicators working on a different market. We spend a lot of time focusing on spot forex, particularly on the MT4 platform. But here we're using the MT5 platform, and again, obviously you've got spot forex available. But what I've done here is I've actually moved to another very popular market, which is gold. And in the charts at the top left, I've got gold on 5 minute, and alongside that I've got gold on 10 minutes. And of course that's another feature of the MT5 platform, which is the much broader array of time frames you have to choose from, which can be a little bit restrictive on the MT4 platform. And below that I've got the dollar index, the quantum dollar index. I've got the 15-minute time horizon and the 30-minute time horizon, because if you're trading a commodity such as gold, for example, you always need to know what is happening in terms of the dollar. It's not a perfect correlation, and of course it's a correlation that does come and go from time to time, but generally it's certainly one to keep an eye on if you're trading on an intraday basis at any rate, and longer term also. In terms of the indicators I've got on the charts at the top, that's the gold 5 minute and gold 10 minute. I've got the trend monitor. I've obviously got volume at the bottom. I've got the support and resistance indicator, and I've got pivots along with volatility. And the volatility is the little purple dots top and bottom. And as you can see here, the indicators work in exactly the same way. Gold is a great market to trade, and if you're trading it on MT5, it avoids all the issues you have if you're trading a pure futures contract with the high margin requirements and a specialist broker and everything else. So you can trade gold quite happily, as indeed many other markets on MT5. And here you can see the gold has been pretty bearish, certainly on the longer term time frame as well. We've seen it very bearish and starting to move down towards the $1,200 per ounce level. Now on the 5 minute chart you can see we've got the trend monitor, and this is another facet of using multiple time frames which is so important. On the 5 minute we had a little bit of a transition through to a darker blue where potentially we might have been seeing a reversal in trend, but then we've transitioned back to bright red. We've had a little bit of dark red come in as the market has paused again, and now we've transitioned right the way back through to bright red again. So the trend monitor has been designed to help you through these phases where you are seeing reversals, to try and identify for you whether this is a true reversal in trend or whether it's simply a congestion phase within a longer term trend. In this case, it's a downtrend. Moving to the 10 minute, very sort of similar picture there. We've had the transition through on the left hand side from bright blue. We go into the darker red transitional color. On the anticipation of a move towards a solid downwards trend, which does indeed happen, and then we go into the bright red. We've had a little bit of a transition into the darker blue there, but now we're back into solid red again, and it looks like the bearish trend is continuing lower to maintain the longer term trend. The support and resistance levels there also on the 10 minute chart, you can see there we've had a very strong region of potential support building in that area, and that now appears to have been breached, and so ultimately will become resistance to any reversal back higher. Below that, of course, we've got the dollar index, and as we expect, if the dollar is rising, then that's probably not terribly good news for commodities, which are likely to be falling because it is an inverse relationship. And as you can see here, we've got the quantum on 15 on the left hand side and on 30 minute, and the dollar is rallying strongly, and then we are seeing that reflected in the inverse fall to the downside for gold on those faster time frames. So I hope you've enjoyed this particular video. Please just go and have a look at the MT5 platform if you're not familiar with it. It has very much the same look and feel as MT4, and all the quantum indicators are now available to use on MT5, and of course across every market, not just forex. You can use them on the indices if you have them, on commodities as here, and of course stocks and cryptocurrencies works in exactly the same way for all the indicators in the various markets. Hope you've enjoyed this particular video. Thanks for watching, and see you again soon, and bye for now.